Metal Maps, sponsored by Metal Street Radio. Crank it up.
He said, Dennis, no, the spontaneity that we captured in the studio is so good. And then after the fact, the overdubs, originally I thought, okay, these songs are so new, I'm going to probably, in my head, while we're laying down tracks, I'm thinking, I'm going to redo my bass parts, just to lock them in because everything's so fresh and new and spontaneous. And so after the fact at home, I wrote other bass parts for several of the songs, and I sent them to Bob Ezrin, and he said, Dennis, no, the spontaneity that we captured in the studio is so good. Don't mess with it. And then so I went back and listened. I said, you know what? He's right. I'm getting too slick.
Yeah. I had Doug Aldrich on the other day. He's dropping an album as well, and he said the same thing. They were recording, and usually they go back and change some things, but the producer was like, no, it's a spontaneous thing is what kind of, it's that organicness that kind of comes through. Sometimes that's what you want in the final recording. Yeah, you can kind of keep going over stuff, but you'll lose that original kind of vibe, and that seems to be quite a familiar thing between lots of people who are recording. It's something you've got to try and capture that energy when you first think of it.
Exactly. Like I know Ian Hunter, and he always says the first initial concept is usually the best. And so that raw energy was really bass and drums, because that's what you go for on a bed track. And so later on, he redid all of his guitar parts out in Phoenix, Arizona, and then Alice redid all of the vocals, and they would call me. Alice was very busy, and that's really when the polish of what Alice's talent is with the lyrics. He takes my melody, and he even takes my concept for a song, and does the same thing all over. Only he rewrites the song. Only it's his version of what I did.
So
Probably. Well, Alice takes the same idea. Only it turns out that he's the one that has the upper hand in the end. So Alice must have put a twist in there.